And lastly, the last presentation before a short break. Speaking of resilient people, we are pleased that this conference, this forum, is attended by our Ukrainian colleagues that have found it possible to join us here today. So I would like you to welcome on the stage the National Qualifications Agency head in Ukraine, Mr. Yuriy Balanyuk.
Dear President, dear organizers, participants, thank you very much that you organized a very nice conference, a very good event, and that we are here now. Daria Fedutenko, it's a small girl from Ukraine, from Kharkiv region, that leave our country, and now she is in Riga, in Latvia, and she is here. She is a waiter and bring to our table a coffee and cakes. Thank you, Latvia and all other countries, that you save our people from war in Ukraine. And it's very necessary. The current situation in Ukraine, the war and integration to European Union and NATO are three main issues of our country agenda. Our fight is not only against Russian aggressions, but also of European values. Ukraine now is under attack. Before my trip, in 2021, I was here in December. My trip was 2 hours and 20 minutes from Kyiv to Riga by plane. This time, my trip was 26 hours by some trains and then plane from Warsaw. But before my trip, Russians shot 44 missiles at Ukraine, 38 of which were hundreds of Shaheds, and missiles were shot at Ukraine. Ukraine is bravely defended itself on all fronts. It's the fighting for its right to sovereignty and independence. It's not just a words. In her recent view, Washington Post and other newspapers that European Commission will recommend starting the long-term process for Ukrainians' memberships in European Union. Those Ukraine faces serious tasks and challenges without right to make mistake. We have obligate and we have obligated ourselves to harmonize Ukrainian legislation with European Union norms and directives in a short time, and we are successful doing so. Ukraine is implementing the European course of recommendation of micro-credentials. It applies the European common definition of European Union standards, key principles for the developing and implementation of micro-credentials. Inspiring micro-credentials in Ukraine is a tool of developing and implementation new effective and flexibility approach to formal, non-formal and informal learning. A working group is functions in Ukraine to find the optimal relations between the micro-credential and qualification system in Ukraine, the use of micro-credential in professional education and training system. Personally, I am very pleased that this working group was created in the initiative of National Qualification Agency. The head of it is me. The qualification, there are some projects that we are take part in them, and you see it in the desk. The qualification structure. What is the state of the qualification in Ukraine today? According to the legislation, qualification and qualification into education, nowadays we have such structure: professional qualification and educational qualification. In professional qualification, we have full qualification and partial qualification. We legislate it during the war in 2022 in spring. We understand that we must change during the war, and nothing can stop us. Why we need partial qualification, and our government and parliament understand it, because we can't study long time. We must have short programs everywhere and where we were and where we can. Because you know, last winter, a lot of parts in Ukraine were without electricity and without Wi-Fi, without other things, but we think that everything will go okay and we will win. And European Years of Skills. Thank you, Christina. I am a national coordinator of European Years of Skills, and during the war, you know, we organize, it's a public information, 38 partners are in our European Year of Skills in Ukraine, and we organize a lot of projects, meetings, informal, formal educations, and do everything what we can. DIA, it's 3 minutes, okay. And DIA, it's one of the online services to educate people all over the Ukraine, and everyone in the world can use it. And we have another projects that can organize informal education online. During the war, during 2022 and 2023, we organized 44 qualification centers. In these qualification centers, we can improve in 155 professional qualification. And they, nowadays, they give 1,600 certificates. And it's a very necessary map to understand what is the situation is in Ukraine. You see Zaporizhia, Mykolaiv, Odessa. From Zaporizhia till Russian military is nearly 100 kilometers. But in this region, during 2 months ago, we organized 2 qualification centers. What does it mean? It means that people in Ukraine believe in Ukraine and organize business, education in that region that are near abroad with Russian. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Yuriy. Thank you for the time you've devoted to us and for the long way here to Riga. Hopefully soon we can travel back and forth to Ukraine in just a matter of hours.